Hi, my name is Richard Vogel. I'm a professor emeritus in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at Tufts University. And I'm here to tell you in a very brief message why deterministic simulation models must be used in a stochastic mode for solving a myriad of environmental, energy, food, and water challenges. First of all, a plethora of deterministic simulation models exist for addressing a wide range of climate, water, energy, food, and environmental challenges. And an example in my own specialty area of water is that deterministic watershed models are pervasive and used to address a myriad of water challenges. And this is evidenced from the books. These are literally textbooks which summarize hundreds of existing models, which are used all over the globe for to solve water management challenges. So the idea is that these deterministic simulation models are going to play an increasing role in the future because they can actually account for the complex interactions between climate, energy, food, land use, infrastructure, management, hydrologic processes, all the complexities needed. And at the right scales, temporal and spatial scales that are needed in the practice of addressing important problems. Unfortunately, these deterministic simulation models cannot produce ensembles, which are the prerequisite for doing advanced risk management. And secondly, unfortunately, these deterministic simulation models, they produce biased estimates of extreme events, such as floods, droughts, etc. The idea is that there's a solution to this. You can convert a deterministic simulation model into a stochastic simulation model. And here's one example why it would be important to have done so. Here's an example of a paper in which we address this issue in using watershed models in a paper in WRR. We calibrated the US Geological Survey PRMS distributed rainfall runoff model to 1,225 perennial rivers across the United States. And then we evaluated at each one of those rivers the systematic bias in the design events, the flood events and the drought events computed from the deterministic models alone. And here's a very simple figure demonstrating the results. It shows the percent error on the y-axis associated with the 2, 10, 100, and 1,000-year design events, computed from each of those rainfall runoff models, the deterministic simulation model. So each circle and each figure is the result for a particular watershed. And what you notice is that we compare with the red line, where there's compared with the estimates of the design events based on the data, the streamflow data that was used to calibrate the model. So you would expect all the points to be approximately around the red line, but they're not. They're always generally downward biased. And this is true of the 2, 10, 100, and 1,000-year events. Systematic downward bias. You'd see the same thing with droughts. You'd see systematic upward bias. So you see the systematic downward bias in the flood quantiles. And remarkably, this has not been addressed for long-range planning. Well, what to do about it? You just build a stochastic version of these models. It's a deterministic simulation model combined with stochastic models of the model inputs and stochastic model of the simulation model errors, combined to enable and adapted to enable the generation of ensembles of output, which can then be used for risk-based management, all the things we do in risk management. And we can improve at the same time, remove the bias and improve estimates of simulation of the design or extreme events. And this is all in the context of long-range planning. Remarkably, this is a new idea in the area of long-range planning. It is not new in the area of short-term flood forecasting. This idea has been around for a long time for short-term flood forecasting, but remarkably, it is not common for long-range planning. So my summary is that we need to use these stochastic watershed models or stochastic simulation models because They can account for the complex interactions between climate, land use, water, infrastructure, and hydrologic processes. They can generate streamflow ensembles needed for long-range risk-based hydrologic design, planning, and management. And they result in improved estimates of the flood and drought design events when compared to the strict use of a deterministic model. That's my message. Thanks for listening.